with it. But yeah, we should be live now. So as you guys pointed out, we're doing the SpongeBob game. Participation is required, and I need it because I'm gonna be asking you lots of questions like, what are we doing next? So let's take a look at our notes, and let's also take a look at what we have, and then we'll decide where to go from there. So we decided on doing Call of Duty Zombies SpongeBob theme. So that mechanics of the game is basically Call of Duty Zombies, and we named it Call of Plankton. And here are my notes. Some of the things that we could do today: make a Krusty Krab interior. We could do the whole like inside of the Krusty Krab and make it a level design day. We could do that for sure if you want. Yeah, hash slinging slasher map. Totally, it has to be. It has to be the hash slinging slasher map. So Krusty Krab at night, right? All that kind of thing. The distant, background of the, Bikini Bottom. Okay, so we could make the level today. We could definitely do that. So that's an option. Other things, can we make a player sense items in front of it as well as a shoot ability? Well, we actually did this part last time. We did the, if you remember, let me full screen that. We actually did this thing called a line trace. Remember, I made a custom event called line trace. We shoot an invisible line from one place to another. We store that line, and then right now I'm just saying, hey, what's the thing that the line hit, and print it out on screen, right? And you can see that line. It's not so invisible. Oh, I'm not showing my screen, am I? Yeah, that's the other thing I gotta get used to with this stuff. I apologize. Let's do, there we go. Okay, so here we are. So if I hit play, see whatever I'm looking at, we coded it so that we're actually can sense that, and it's printing out on screen what we're hitting, which is great because that could be used for, aiming from when we're shooting things, or things like picking up items, things like that. Are you sharing your screen? It's not there. Yes, I'm sharing it now. Can you guys see my screen now? You can't see my screen. Yeah, pin my screen so you can see it better. Perfect. Good idea. Alrighty. So I'm on an ultra-wide monitor, which is why there's only a portion of my screen that's ever visible. So for me, my monitor is full screen, and then yeah. So okay, so that's what we did last time. We did this line. This is gonna be really useful because now at any point in our development, we can ask the question, hey, what's out hit? I can grab this variable somewhere else in the code and say, hey, or not set, I want to get. I can say, hey, what did we hit just a second ago? Did we hit, chum bucket robot? Okay, then do something, that kind of thing. So that's sort of where we're starting from. Kelp shakes his energy drinks. I'll put that in the notes. I love that. Should have the jellyfish in there. We can make the jellyfish like material and stuff today if you want. So we can do some of the shooting ability stuff today if you want. So you press a button and some kind of thing. I'm not sure, what does SpongeBob shoot though? Does he throw something at you? Is he throwing Krabby Patties? That could make sense. We talked about the knife being like the spatula. Shoots burgers. Yeah, come up with solutions, because burgers make sense, at least initially. Jellyfish should be a special mob round. What about grenade Krabby Patties? Grenade Krabby Patties could be cool. Maybe those are the jelly patties. You have to put the jelly on the patty, and those are the grenades. Thanks, Brian. No problem. Appreciate it. Wait, no. Burgers can be RPGs. Patrick be a juggernaut? It has to be like possessed Patrick, because Patrick's good, normally. Pack a punch and Mr. Crab safe. You guys have got good ideas. Okay. Yeah, totally. Punch is in. What if they throw the nasty patty? Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, the nasty patty could either be the kill all, like you collect it, it kills everyone, or it could be the grenade or nuke. Yeah, the nuke. That's what I'm saying. It should be the nuke. I think it's got to be the nuke. All right, think about what we're shooting. I don't know what we're gonna shoot yet, but let's go over. Okay, so we'll make enemies that try to get to the player. We could do that today as well. They won't look like the fish enemies, I don't think, yet. we'll save that design, but we'll make it so that we have like enemies and rounds and them trying to get to you. We might need to design a little bit of the level first. Well, we could still code this, but give the player health, give the enemies health and damage. Yes, absolutely. Make the pickable ×2, kill all nuke, full ammo, that kind of stuff. We could do that. Give the AI a death event, so simulate physics for the AI. We could do that. Create a spawning volume where they actually spawn. So here, let's just break this up into two simple questions, or one question with two simple answers. Do you think that today should be focused on designing the way the world looks a little bit? Or should it be getting these systems in place? Rapid development and getting the systems working. Crab's multiplying himself. Guns should be bubbles. Ooh, I love that. That's a clever one. Put that in the notes. Yeah, let's do a poll on that. Good idea, Simon. The dog rounds should be Plankton's little dog with the size on its hand. Good. All right. So poll. Okay. So yeah, let's discuss. So today's development should focus on getting the systems of COD working, NPCs coming for player, shooting, pickable items, death event, etc. Or should today focus on designing the level, Krusty Krab interior, size, look and feel, and areas. All right, so I'm launching a poll. Poll is live. You can see everybody else's results. I'm going to change the music to something more fitting our style in the meantime. So go ahead and vote. Poll is live. Oh, wow, we're pretty close here. All right, the vote is 8-12, so we're designing the level today. No problem. We'll do it. We'll end up doing both anyway. By the way, this is an hour loop of this song, so get used to it. All right, so to design this interior, so one of you or two of you find me some reference images? Like I'm doing it all from memory otherwise. Like if there's a schematic of the Krusty Krab, that would be perfect. I bet you there is. If you can find me something and just link it, then we can take a look at that. But as we get started, I'm gonna go ahead and mock it out. So the first thing, so a couple of you guys find me some links that I can look at, please, okay? And then drop them into the chat. Links that show that I can base the Krusty Krab design off of. A schematic would be perfect. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a landscape. So this is kind of like the outside of the building, and actually this like center area here is not a bad potential size. Maybe it should be slightly bigger. I don't know. for like the front part of the Krusty Krab. Okay. All right. So let's create the land, essentially. I'm going to make this just slightly bigger. I try not to make it too big because of performance. Sometimes these landscapes can be a little expensive. No, that's good. Okay. So let's pick something that feels like Bikini Bottom for the material. Honestly, I feel like it's always kind of just gray there. It might be like gray sandy. There's actually a gravel material. It doesn't look like gravel. It'll look probably what we want it to look like. You're getting a lot of Minecraft results. Yeah, we want if you even if you get someone's like art station. Yeah, let's try that gravel actually. We can always change it. Oh, sorry, Mason. You were really quiet there for a second. I'm gonna switch out of development mode. Oh, there's the link. I see. Okay. So we got a link here. And this looks like it's from either there's a COD. Someone told me there's a COD Zombies Spongebob like mod, and then there's also a Midnight at the Krusty Krab. So that looks pretty good. That's actually a good reference image for the kitchen. Okay, we'll keep that. Oh, sweet. The reference images are coming in. Perfect. Morians is next. Good. Okay, that actually is really helpful because I didn't even think about that boat being in the front. We'll have to do something about that. You took me to the Wikipedia article for the Krusty Krab. Okay, not bad. Okay, good. Thank you guys. Perfect. Oh, come on! Son of a... Alright. Okay. My gosh, okay. Interesting, so we have these like arches and stuff. Yeah, see, I could not have done this from memory, I don't think. This is good. Glass at front. We'll make it bigger so it feels bigger on the inside. Okay. This should be really helpful. Interesting. Okay, cool. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I didn't realize that. That makes sense. Okay, so that's what it is?
Yeah.
The details you notice. That's really cool. That's a cool detail that no one would ever know unless, I noticed that detail when I was designing my own game, and it came to making, like, equipable items for the Pharaoh and the headdress. You know, I'd always have that cobra on the head, right? And you only notice this if you're designing, you're trying to recreate something. You're never going to notice this in a museum. You're never going to think this because you're trying to make it reality. And I noticed, the cobra, I guess, it doesn't just, it's not just on the head. It has like its body, like the rest of the snake, kind of winds down up its tail all the way back to about here on the head, right? And as I was designing it, I realized, oh my gosh, what it is it's a practical counterweight, because the rest of those headdresses in real life would be cloth, but so you got this metal cobra thing that, yes, in the front for style, but it actually crawls around, and because it twists like this and comes back around, it keeps the dang thing on your head when you're moving around. And I just thought it's a weight for the dress, and I just thought, man, I never would have noticed that. I always thought it was the style of it. Details are wild. So these are some really good reference images. This is perfect for me to start. Appreciate all your help on that because this will be great. This song's gonna get old real fast. All right, so a couple things. Let's make it nighttime first of all. Okay, we need that spooky nighttime stuff. So what we're gonna do is to make that at night. The easiest thing to do is we'll add fog. Yes, we're gonna add fog. But first what we're gonna do is delete everything that's making it day currently. So we're gonna delete the sky sphere blueprint. We're gonna look in here and delete the directional light, which is your sun, basically. Then we're gonna delete the fog. And then we have the skylight, which is left. But the skylight's nice because skylight's kind of like your ambient light. So we might just want to darken that instead of change it around. I don't know, maybe darken. Because you delete it, it's going to look like that, you know. My stream went away, of course. Yeah, it always does. So sound card is missing or disabled in the Windows Device Manager. Sound card. Weird. It's a sound card thing. I know, I'm working on it. Yes, Leslie, that's from that episode where SpongeBob rips his pants. How'd you know? Oh, man. Alright, I'm working on the stream. Working on It sucks because I feel like I can only do these things for like 15-minute sprints, if at the most, and then it does this. So the software I'm using is called Manycam, and some really cool things about it, but I might have to switch to OBS or something next and see how that works. I just want to stream. Alright guys, so the live stream is actually working again. So I'm going to, I didn't have to re-enable it. So in the live stream there's like 3 minutes of silence though, obviously now, because we dealt with that. But I'm going to switch over and you're going to be able to see my screen again. Alright, you guys see my screen? Perfect. Alright, let's begin, or continue. So, alright, so I lowered the skylight. I forgot, when you lower the skylight, whenever you change the skylight, there's like a button you have to press called recapture. I think it is. If you want to like bring color back into it. Maybe just Control Z. Oh. No, that skylight's done. Okay. Let's just delete that, bring skylight back out. Shouldn't curse, but the pain feels so much worse. Capture. Oh, and then fog. We actually want to delete the fog. Oh, I did that already. Okay. So now we've got a really dark scene, perhaps too dark. Let's bring fog back into it. There's a couple different fog options. We've got atmospheric and exponential. Let's do exponential. Actually change the color of that fog. Whoa, too bright. All right, I just want to bring that up just a little bit, that ambient lighting. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, at some point before class or something, if one of you guys could accumulate like a folder of sound effects, that would be amazing, because then I won't have to go hunting for them and we can put them to good use. What color do you think this should be? Like dark, not too blue. Ooh, that looks kind of eerie. Okay. Yeah, how's that looking so far, tone-wise? We'll be able to edit that later for sure. We've got some fog in here. Probably increase the fog if you want. Add a little red hint. Okay. Do it to the skylight, that little red hint. I don't think I like that. Maybe do this to the fog or something. Or, you know, we could also have source lights. We could have, like, that red light that flickers outside that's, like, you know, barely, like, working kind of thing. We could do that kind of thing. Maybe we'll do something like that. We'll come up with a source for it soon, you know. Anyway, all right, so let's start our Krusty Krab kind of interior. So here I am, and oh, yeah, that'll be a cool environment. You can just tell because of the fog and stuff. Let's turn off that obnoxious line trace. I'm gonna move that one end location out farther. It's just not far enough. Okay, all right. So let's use this existing structure from the map, actually, at least for the moment. I think what we could do, I'm going to set my grid snapping to like 100. I think we can make a copy of this and just make it longer. So it's a wider kind of restaurant. A teleportation system to rock bottom. You guys got the best ideas. This is so good. All right. I got to add that to the notes. So if I bring this out at this distance, gotta fix the grid snapping there. Not perfect. See, I don't want that Z fighting where it's like glitching. That's why I'm trying to prevent. All right, go back, go back. That might be good. That line might just be there because we haven't built the lighting yet. All right, so now I'm thinking like this is the basic. Really should be grid snapping, but okay. And we'll add glass to these windows in a second. Actually, here, I won't do that one. Let's just get a feel for how like the size of that works. Oh, this might be too big. What do you guys think? Too big? Remember, Call of Duty maps are not big, but they make great use of the space with props and all kinds of stuff. What do you guys think? Is it too big? Should we go smaller? Yeah, okay. All right, here's where I turn to marketplace assets. Let's see what we can get on the marketplace, because there's some good stuff that we can maybe use. I mean, I'm pretty sure we could do this all with starter content. Actually, no, we could. Basic blocks of this and that. But also, like, maybe we can find some really fun, like, sea stuff. Ships and things like that. All right, that could be our bucket. Got the big anchor, old barrels and stuff. So we won't get this time, but that could definitely be a future thing for sure. Okay. All right, let's look what we got in starter content. You know what? No, I'm changing my mind. Let's do this. Let's go to geometry, and let's pick a wood floor. That'll be the floor of the chum bucket. So we're going to starter content, materials, and we got some nice woods here. You could always edit them to be more custom later, but if I bring this box out now, you know what, real quick, I'm going to bring out a directional light just so we can actually see what we're designing. Okay. We'll turn this off later, but I just want to actually see what we're designing. Okay. So that looks like good for a floor, I would say. Let's widen it a bit so the planks are more obvious. Cool. You know what? I need like a person for reference. So let's bring out third person character, although you can't really see what he looks like, but yeah, this would be good. Yeah, I think this would be a great floor. We'll actually make it so that we just start playing from right there. I'll delete the one that was in the world, the character that was in the world. Yeah, I think this is going to be good for the start. Okay. So what we want to do is with geometry like this, we can actually grow it bigger without stretching it. We use the details panel for that, where it says X, Y, Z down here in brush settings. And let's get something that feels right. Fighting zombies, blah, blah, blah. I think a little bigger, but that's not a bad size. I wonder if that's going to be too big or too small, but I think that could be okay. Let's look at those reference images now that we're doing this. Obviously, the exterior doesn't matter much when I see the reference image. It's the inside. And theirs is a green, okay. And I guess here it's kind of longer than I realized. It's less long. It's more long than wide. So the kitchen would be back here, and this would be the front. Okay. It looks all right to you, at least, Leslie. Okay. Yeah, I do need your input, guys, on some of this. Because I'm not a Sponegebob expert, despite the way I look. Give it that thickness to the floor. Probably like that. Okay. Bring that down a little bit. All right, so now we got kind of like a basic floor. What we can do now is let's take a look at what props we actually have in starter content. I'm going to keep you guys an extra 5 minutes just so we can get something out of this. And these are like speed through runs. So looking over here, we've got this wall back here, and then it kind of comes up, and then it kind of vaults that way. Interesting. And then, of course, we have the glass walls. So let's do the geometry for that back part. we'll do geometry. So let's come up with a material for now. It looks like that's just like an old, like, it looks like an airplane, like steel or something. So let's use this metal steel thing, and we can further perfect it later. Yeah, some level designers call this process blocking out your level. We'll be able to poke holes through that later so that we can actually access the back interior. Again, things are sometimes too tall until you actually notice and play around. I think in the game, too, you'll be able to go outside and stuff. So there'll be more action, like you have to go outside and take the garbage out, or like, you can go outside and do that kind of stuff. All right. Should the Krusty Krab be a bit destroyed? Yeah, it should look a little bit like destroyed and whatnot. And then we've got to have like the glass on the side. And we can do that real fast. Here, we'll just use this existing thing. Again, we can block this out so that it looks and feels, but sometimes what you do is you perfect the level at the very end after you have all the systems in place, which is smart because you don't want to be adding all the props and everything, the barrels and stuff, because, well, you could, but those may end up being choke points for your game. So they may end up being either hurting, what your player could normally do in testing because that thing wasn't there when you were testing. So we either have a glass material or not. We can make one real quick. Glass. See what that does. We could make it so that the pattern on the glass, where it's got like the net and stuff around it, is either built in or something. Yeah, I'm gonna go edit that glass real quick. Let's make it less see-through, because I can barely see it right now. So, you know what we're gonna do actually? Faster way: create a material instance, drag that onto the glass. Now in the instance, we'll just change the opacity amount to 0.7. So it's certainly not perfect, but these things take time, and we're also just blocking out the level right now. We're definitely going to end up adjusting things. We realize, wow, there's no size here. There's not enough room or something. We may also bring assets in here. Let's turn that light off, directional light. Okay, I think we still got a ways to go. To the roof real quick. As we're blocking things out, the roof's too close. Needs to be higher. Also needs to be that curve too, but we're just blocking it out right now. Not bad. Okay. Not the worst thing ever. Okay. I think next time what we'll do is we'll get started on getting some of those systems in there. We'll get basic NPCs to chase you and stuff, and you'll be able to shoot them and kill them, that kind of thing. Even if the shooting is just a line trace, we don't have to see the Krabby Patty. That stuff is details that we can add later. If in the meantime, any of you want to give me sound effects, like a folder of them, all the sound effects that we would need from the show, you can find them online, whatever, that would be awesome. You just drop me the Google Drive link, and then I will put them in the game in all kinds of cool and funny and hilarious ways. Stuff from the Slinging Slasher episode, whatever. Once I think we have those mechanics down where you actually shoot and kill whatever an enemy and see what happens when that kind of stuff happens, then and then only do I think that developing out the rest of the environment will feel sort of right, because we have something to kind of like go off of. It's like, okay, the enemies are this fast, so this slow, they fit between these size barriers, and then we can figure, okay, this is how big a door needs to be. Then this is a good place for the player to kind of camp out if they need to for a second. Like, we'll be able to design a little bit better off of that. And maybe we'll get some assets too, so we're not doing it all like geometry. But that's that. Before you go, I have an assignment for you guys to do. It's a really simple assignment. I'm dropping the link in the chat. Bam, that's today's assignment. It's an assessment of what we're making today in class together. Go ahead and fill that out and submit it right now for a grade, and then you'll be good. Have a great 3-day weekend. I will see you next Wednesday. Bye, everybody.